So patch 9.0.5 is just around the corner, and as you all know, we're getting some pretty big changes for the warrior class in specific, the legendaries, and also we get a total rework of the Necrolord Covenant. And I just wanted to have a quick discussion about what you can expect from the meta, PvE and PvE wise, in terms of legendaries and covenants. So first up, the Enduring Blow is getting a buff from 15% chance to apply Colossus Smash to 25, and also extending the duration for another second. I think this legendary is going to be decent. It is not going to be top tier and compete with Signet just yet, but I think it's a good change. It's certainly going to make it a little bit viable, and also, but I don't think you can expect to see this one top the meters until we get to pair it with another legendary, which I'll cover very soon. But so far, this is not going to be meta in any ways, but it's going to be usable. Next up is the Battlelord legendary, which is also getting changed from being able to proc from Slam to Overpower. This is a pretty huge change, as Slam was basically useless, and Overpower is very strong at the moment, paired with the Dreadnought talent, and also with the Crest of Ramparts Soulbind conduit. So yeah, this is I think this is going to be actually maybe the go-to single target legendary for Kyrian, Necrolord, and Night Fae covenants coming up. That is going to be both in raids and in Mythic Plus. That is just my expectation of this, because it feels very fluid to use. You're going to have a lot more Mortal Strikes going out, and they're also going to be very cheap. So you're going to have a more set rotation with this legendary coming up. And yeah, the Enduring Blow legendary, when you are going to be able to pair legendaries, which we hopefully will get in a future patch, maybe 9.2, then these two are going to be meta together, where you're just going to get Mortal Strike resets all the time and going to have Colossus Smash up all the time on your target. So yeah, that's what I think we can expect from these. Also, I think in PvP, Battlelord is going to be a really strong legendary as well. However, I think it is going to be overshined by the Exploiter until Exploiter gets nerfed, because this is definitely going to get nerfed. This legendary has gotten a 100% damage increase buff since last patch. So going up from 18 to 36 when you are Venthyr using Condemn, and going from 25 to 50% for each execute you use when you're any other covenant. I don't think it is going to be much viable for any other covenant than Venthyr though. And I also only think Exploiter is going to be good in PvP situations where you're going to have a ton of pressure playing Venthyr with Exploiter in the upcoming patch here. And if you are a PvP player, I highly suggest that you either wait crafting this legendary if you don't want it to be nerfed, and then you are missing out on having the Battlelord, which I think is going to be bis damage-wise when Exploiter gets nerfed in PvP. Or you should just craft it right away and abuse it as much as you can to get that tiny bit of rating that you have been working very hard for. This is going to make it so much easier. You might even one-shot people with it. I have seen people hit like 42k crits on dummies, that is, but it's also going to hit really hard in PvP scenarios, especially on cloth users. I think you're going to be like critting 26k or something with this if you use your Overpower stacks and your Exploiter stacks together. Also paired with Sharpened Blade, you're going to have some insane Mortal Strike hits in PvP. So yeah, Exploiter is going to be really good for PvP until it's going to get nerfed, because something is going to get nerfed. It's either Exploiter or Arms Warriors in general in PvP, because they're going to be super strong with this one. And yeah, so when that happens, you will probably want to go with Battlelord for very high consistent damage output in PvP, and also in PvE for any other covenant than Venthyr. I think for Venthyr, you're in PvE scenarios, you still want to go with Signet of Tormented Kings. It's just way too strong. Also, you won't get the full value of of Battlelord. Like you get 20% less value from Battlelord if you went Venthy, because you're only going to be condemning in 20% more of the fight. So yeah, that's it for the changes of the legendaries. So next up is the Covenant changes. The Necrolord ability is going to get a total rework, and then it is going to give you 400 mastery to you and 2 allies nearby. It's going to make you unable to be reduced below 100% speed, and it's going to be 15 seconds down from 20. And it's going to have a 2-minute cooldown instead of 3. I think this Necrolord Covenant ability is going to be actually pretty viable. I think in terms of personal damage, it doesn't have what it takes compared to Condemn, but I think if you pair this with the damage increase you make for other people, it's actually going to be pretty high. So if you're playing at a high level and trying to push keys and stuff, this is going to pair really well with your teammates, putting out extra damage for everyone. Also, there is a new conduit called, I don't remember what it's called, but it gives you 10% increase in your strength overall instead of the old one that I don't, it doesn't even matter what it did, but it gives you 10% strength now. These, when you're using the Covenant ability, these two paired, it's going to be a very high consistent amount of damage output, and also giving the increase to your teammates is going to be very nice for you. In PvP scenarios, I think it's also going to be a very viable choice. You're going to have very high consistent damage, and you're going to be very hard to peel off when you have both Bladestorm and the Necrolord ability to like peel yourself. So you can't be slowed, you can't be rooted with Bladestorm, you can be rooted with the Avatar as well. You're going to be really sticky to your target. And paired with the Overlord Legendary, you're going to dish out significant amounts of damage. So I think this is something to look out for, and I will definitely test it myself as soon as I have had some fun with the Exploiter Legendary and hopefully pushing Glad. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know in the comments what you are going to test out and what you are expecting of the upcoming meta, both in PvE and PvP. And see you soon. Bye.